Hello beautiful people, and welcome to Yoga with Concha. This is your intuitive yogi Concha, and I'm guessing that you have began a meditation practice or you're really interested in it. You have heard all of the amazing things that yoga can bring into your life, whether it is peace, whether it is feeling more vibrant and alive, whether it is releasing that trauma, that PTSD of the past, whatever it is. Today I'm going to tell you 5 things that the Avid Meditator is not going to actually say to you. Okay, this is going to help you on your journey of meditation so that you can feel more empowered while you're meditating, and so that you can get into that nice, yummy, juicy space of feeling really empowered while you meditate, right? So that's why I'm making this video. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is that, you know what, let's face it, when you get down to meditating, when you finally get into your seat, you know, you got your little cup of tea on the side, you know what I'm saying, and you are ready to meditate, the first thing those yogis are not going to tell you is that it is freaking hard to quiet the mind. Yes, it's hard to quiet the mind, you know. The mind has so many things that it wants to say, right? The mind is made to think. The mind is made to analyze. So of course there's going to be all kinds of things coming into your mind at that point, right when you decide to sit down and meditate. If you are experiencing this, write it in the comment section below, because let me tell you, it takes some time to even just quiet the mind. Okay, so when you're getting into your meditation, know that you better expect your mind to do its job, which is to think. So be really gentle on yourself. If you're like, you know what, I can't stop thinking about putting my laundry in the dryer, or oh my god, I forgot eggs, or whatever it is that you need to do, and you're remembering that, you know what a good hack is to get a little piece of paper and a pen and just write down that stuff, put it down, and then go right back to your meditation. Okay, so that's the first thing. Part 2 is that, let's say that you're finally getting into your quiet mind. The yogis and the meditators are not going to tell you that everything on your body is going to start to itch. Like, everything on your body is going to start to itch. You're going to start wanting to, like, just move around and even just be moving in any way, even if you're a really still person. When you finally get into that meditation, you're gonna want to itch, you're gonna want to move, you're gonna feel uncomfortable, you're gonna want to switch your body in different ways. So know that, you know what, that is totally normal. And for me personally, I really believe that's the ego mind, right? That's kind of the subconscious saying, ooh, this is very uncomfortable, like let's make this person very uncomfortable so that they will stop doing this meditation. Because first of all, it's uncomfortable because the mind doesn't want to stop thinking. And so the mind is like, let me see any way that I can get them out of this meditation because this is so uncomfortable. So if you can get on your seat, even if you're sitting on your bed, even if you're just sitting on, you know, this is my meditation chair, even if you're sitting anywhere you are, if you can get yourself to just be gentle about it, like, you know what, my mind's gonna be hard to keep quiet, my body's gonna start itching and doing all of this crazy stuff that doesn't feel normal, know that that is normal, right? That is totally normal. That's just what the body does, right? That's what the body is good at. Okay, the third thing that avid meditators are not gonna tell you is that right when you start to get into that peaceful zone, right, you quiet the mind, like everything is becoming more still, you're gonna get real sleepy. You're gonna want to fall asleep right there, right then and there in your meditation. You're gonna want to fall right asleep. And you want to know why? It's because your body, your physical body, is not gonna be used to those vibrations running through it. Your physical body is not used to that type of energy, that type of clear energy. Because what happens when we quiet the mind is that we're quieting those negative thoughts. We're also quieting the positive thoughts, but we're quieting the negative thoughts. And when we have those negative thoughts that are coming up, that is kind of what slows our energy down. So when you stop with those negative thoughts, guess what's going to happen? Your energy is going to rise. And when your energy rises up and your physical body's not used to it, your physical body's going to be like, ding. And let me tell you, when I first started meditating, right? When I was your age, when I first started meditating, let me tell you, I literally had to fall asleep probably for the first year because I could not sit up and I could not stay awake because my body was just so not used to that energy. You know, at that time when I first started meditating, I was actually still working at my corporate job, and sometimes I would go to meditate because I was very stressed out. You know, I had a lot of things to be doing. So when I started to meditate, it was like that higher energy came in, and boy, it felt so good. But let me tell you, my physical body was not used to it. So I would just conk out, right? So if you need to rest, then go ahead and rest. It might not even be that your body needs rest. It might be that your body needs rest. But if you know that your body doesn't need rest, know that your body's just acclimating to higher energy. Your body's just getting used to that feel-good space, okay? So be really gentle on yourself. The fourth thing that the avid meditator is not going to tell you is that finally when you get into that space where you can stay awake, where you can quiet the mind, where you can really completely relax, is that you're going to start to feel this tingly sensation in the body. You're going to start to feel like your body is literally floating. You're going to start to feel numb. Like not emotionally numb, but physically numb. It's almost going to feel like you are literally this ball of energy. You're not going to feel like, you might feel like jumping around, but you're not going to feel like jumping around. It's more that you're just going to feel like you're at peace right here and now. You're going to feel like, wow, like I can just be here forever because it feels so peaceful. It feels so relaxing. Like you're not gonna, like Abraham Hicks says, you're not gonna be able to tell your nose from your knee because you're gonna be all energy. And for me, when I start to feel numb, it starts in my hands. You know, you start to feel like, what you're gonna really do, honestly, is you're gonna start to feel, you're not gonna feel your physical hands. You're gonna start to feel your astral body. You're gonna start to feel more into your energy body. And sometimes you know your hands are stacked, or you know your hands are in a mudra, but you're actually gonna feel like your hands are floating up. You're gonna start to feel like your body's floating up. And that is a really cool sensation. If you've never experienced it, it's really cool. And that's when you're really in a zone. And you wanna stay there for 10 or 15 minutes. I don't recommend long meditations if you're new to meditation. If you're new to meditation, I'm telling you, 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes is going to be perfect for you. When you start to build up tolerance for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, that's when you want to go a little bit longer and just see how it feels. Acclimate yourself. And if you ever want to come out, just come out. If you want to go shorter or longer, that's up to you. But remember that your body is tuning into this space, is tuning into this new energy that you have, that you're bringing in, okay? And you can acclimate yourself to it, and it kind of gets you on that different kind of vibe on during the day. So the fifth thing that the avid meditator is not going to tell you is that right when you get into that space where you're kind of feeling numb, you're kind of feeling really nice, you're feeling really good, is that you might actually begin to experience different emotions like anxiety, like physical pain, like crying. And I want to explain this because I recently heard that, you know, some people stop meditating when they feel this because they think, oh my God, meditating is making me feel very anxious. Meditating is bringing up feelings. It's making me feel a certain way. It's not making me feel good. And I'll tell you what, when you get there, that is a good thing. That is like, yeah, baby, you are doing excellent. You want to know why? Because finally, when you get to that space where you're feeling numb, where you're feeling kind of high, that's when you're actually letting go of everyone else's energy and you're getting into your own energy space. And so finally, when you get into your own energy space, that's when you can start to clear your own BS, right? Your own belief systems, your own patterning, your own programs, your own energy, your old way of thinking. So what happens is that the body is saying to you, hey, you're here, now you're ready to be initiated to the next step. And the next step is to confront whatever it is that you haven't been confronting. And you know what those things are, right? So for some people, let's say it's anxiety or depression, right? Those are the two biggest things that I hear in people that really desire to meditate, is that they want to get rid of those feelings, those sensations. And for me, it was a feeling of, it was like this feeling of being alone, but really it was that I wasn't connecting with myself. And so these sensations will come up to tell you, hey, let's go through this, right? Your body is saying, hey, let's go through this together, and you'll come out at the end of the tunnel. So basically what you can think about it is like this. You've hit that spot where you're feeling really clear, where you're feeling really high energy, or you're feeling really like you've come to a neutral point. And then let's say you're getting that anxiety, you're getting that anxiousness. Just sit with it. Just sit with it. That's the best thing you can do, is just sit with it. Because what's going to happen is that you're going to come to a peak of the anxiety. It's going to be like, oh my God, like you're going to want to exit the building. You're going to want to stop meditating. But if you can just sit there and be patient and experience it and feel it and be with yourself during that time, it will start to dissipate. It might take some time. It might take a few hours, and it might take a few days, and it might take a few weeks. But be very patient with yourself and know that at the end of the tunnel, there is going to be the light. And what happens is that that's a piece of energy that is kind of on you. It's not in you. It's not that is you. That's just an energy that you're experiencing in your life. And if you want to release it, if you want to get rid of it, then you gotta sit with it. You gotta be patient with it. Because when you go patient with it, you're gonna start to realize that after the peak, it's gonna slowly dwindle down. It's gonna slowly die down. And that might be when your mind is giving you all this junk. And you're gonna have to stay strong, keeping your mind clear. You're going to have to stay strong, not continuing itching the body or distracting yourself in these different ways. You're going to want to be patient with yourself, because at the end of the tunnel, when you release that anxiousness, when you release that feeling of depression, you're going to feel more clear than you have ever felt, than you have ever experienced. And I think that this fifth point is the biggest point, because let me tell you, if I didn't know this, believe me, I would stop meditating too. Like, all of a sudden you're meditating, you're feeling really good, and then you get anxious. It's like, oh hell no, I'm out of here. But this is the test, right? This is the test. Your body is saying, do you want to keep going with that feeling of anxiousness, or are you ready to release it once and for all? And the amazing thing that the avid meditators are not going to mention is that when you release it, it will not come back. It will not come back. It will not come back. Because let me tell you something, I actually used to be a very anxious person. I was getting very anxious in the past. But I have not had any type of anxiety attack. You know what I'm talking about, that anxiety attack, right? You know what I'm talking about. Like, you just feel like that breath shortness. But anyways, what I'm saying is that when you meditate, you're going to clear it. You're going to clear it. That doesn't mean you're not going to get anxious thoughts here and there. It's just that you're not going to be going through what you have been experiencing. Every minute that we meditate, okay, this is a bonus, right? The 5+ bonus, this is the bonus. Every time that you sit with yourself when you're going through any type of emotion, the more that you just be unconditional with those feelings, the more you're integrating those shards, those aspects of you that you may have pushed away. So sit with yourself and stay with it, okay, yogis? And if you got a little bit out of this video, then give me a little like, press the red subscribe button below, and you'll be definitely receiving all kinds of yogi hacks, meditation hacks, so that you can get into that wonderful, beautiful energy that is you, okay? So anyways, y'all, I will see you all for the next video, and I hope you have an amazing day and happy meditating. Mwah.